submitted to you by the Midnight Society. We call this episode Woo Woo Woo.
Who's the Midnight Society? And we didn't rehearse that at all.
What kind of a 90s kid were you?
One that listened to Celtic music.
So you guys ready to get scared? Today we're doing the 10 lesbian serial killers, and I'm really glad we're not doing the 20 lesbian serial killers because I could literally only find 10. Step up your game, lesbians. That's all I'm saying.
Or don't.
Or don't. Hang out with your cat in a U-Haul and don't kill people. Our number 1 serial killer was in a relationship with our number 2 serial killer. Ooh. So number 1 is going to be like a twofer. This was the late 1600s. Anne Bowie.
It's Anne Boleyn.
It's Anne Bonny. Neither of us got it right. So Anne was the daughter of a servant, and when she was 13, she had a really bad temper. She stabbed a servant, another teenage
to
servant.
Death?
No, just like with a butter knife. She got to killing later, but she wasn't there yet. As she gets older, she goes to this bar and she comes across a bunch of pirates. She becomes friends with these pirates and she joins the ship, and she met this shippeteer named Mark Reed, but it was actually Mary Reed.
Ooh.
And so then she ended up having this like lesbian relationship.
All the other pirates were wondering why she wasn't with child.
Didn't stop them from trying. So Anne and Mary fell in love and were the only females who were ever convicted of piracy. Did you even know what the word piracy was?
Yes.
Yes, me too. And this is where they went out and they started going on these crazy killing sprees.
Did they kill men?
They killed men. They killed like tons of people. They just wanted the goods, you know?
Uh-huh.
And the goods. The goods. And that's the story of Anne and Mary and their beautiful pirate passion lesbian love. Number 3 is really gross. Georgia Tann's reign of terror was from 1924 to 1950. What makes this so messed up is that Georgia had an adoption clinic. So she would go herself and kidnap babies and young children, including the help of her partner Anne. You wanna know how much they were selling these babies for? In today's money, $100,000 per baby. They stole about 5,000 babies over the reign of terror. Some of these babies weren't adoptable. There was about 1,000 babies, but they would like lay them out naked in the sun till they would like die.
Our number 4 killer is creepy because she is still alive. That's especially creepy because what if you could run into this person?
Like if she broke out of prison.
Rosemary Pauline is a British serial killer who was convicted in 1995 of 10 murders and is still in prison to this day. Her husband Fred killed himself while he was in prison awaiting trial.
Cop out.
After being accused of helping her with 9 of the murders of young women. Wikipedia put their house address where all these murders took place. 25 Cromwell Street, Gloucester, England.
The fact that you like have that memorized is just insane to me. Like I still don't know my address. All you first daters out there, there's a great date idea.
Great joke, babe.
Thanks.
When Rosemary got to prison, she became the kingpin of her prison wing and started having lots and lots of lesbian romps in her cell. Do you think they were doing that in the 70s? And then they would kill them?
And then they would kill them because like they didn't want to get caught, or she was just like mad that she couldn't be gay or something.
Is it like swinger stuff gone wrong?
Maybe 15 times. Our number 5 spot, it's like another twofer, so it's gonna be 5 and 6. We like to go for hikes, and for this particular couple,
They like to go killing.
they like to murder. The first killer is Gwen Gale Graham, born in 1963, and Catherine May Wood, born in 1962, 2 American serial killers convicted of killing 5 women in the 80s. They both worked in a nursing home.
I knew it. Okay.
And they were both nurses' aides, so they would do like really messed up stuff, like smother these women, and that's how they would kill them. Gwen would kill these women to relieve her tension, while Catherine would be on the lookout. Gwen felt that now they shared a horrible secret that would assure they would never be able to leave each other.
They're in separate prisons?
Yeah, separate prisons.
I wonder if they still love each other or they went all, like, you know how co-conspirators, they like blame the other.
Oh yeah. So they don't have a secret anymore. Like the secret, maybe that's what was like keeping them together, you know? Who knows?
Maybe we should check in.
I love you. I don't want to kill anybody.
No. Beverly Allett was an English serial killer, also a nurse, but not for old ladies. She was a nurse for young babies.
Oh my god, so we have another baby killer.
Another baby killer. She was born October 4th, one day before my birthday. She doesn't act like a typical Libra in any way.
Yeah, but you bring those signs up.
The crimes were committed over 4 months in 1991 in the children's section of a hospital where she was employed. This is from the early 90s.
Oh, okay.
She's
So
probably
this is
still
recent.
alive. This woman was around when we were young babies and could have been at a hospital that we were at. So she was convicted of killing 4, trying to kill 3 more, and then seriously harming 6 others.
Gross.
Beverly lived with her lover, Tracy, during the 4 months that these killings took place. The way she would kill the babies was administering large amounts of insulin to them. Police couldn't figure out how all the attacks were being carried out, which was part of what her plan was all along.
Sure. Isn't that any killer's plan?
It wasn't until 1993 convicted was handed 13 different life sentences for the crimes. Did Tracy know?
Did Tracy know? Tracy, did you know? Number 8. So many serial killers were coming up in the 80s and 90s, and number 8 is no different. The most notorious female serial killer, I think, besides the fact that she's a lesbian.
Eileen.
Yeah, of course. Eileen Wuornos, aka Monster. If you haven't seen the movie,
So good.
go see that movie. Wow.
That's coyotes.
That's crazy. Eileen is an American serial killer between the years 89 and 90. She killed 7 men with a gun, point blank, in Florida. Eileen was a sex worker. She claimed self-defense that all of these men had attacked her or tried to rape her.
I wonder if all the men tried to attack her,
Right.
or if some of it at some point was just
like,
mad at
anger.
because she had been abused and gone through
Right.
terrible injustices.
She was convicted of all of these 7 murders and put to death. So she had like a really troubling childhood. Like she had like sexual encounters with her brother, molested and beaten by her grandfather, got raped when she was 14, and then she got pregnant by the rapist, and then she got kicked out of the house for being pregnant, and then became a sex worker.
The whole thing is sad.
It is.
Her as a victim and then the victim.
How could you not hate humans when humans treated you like that?
When your child has been abused, is that all the power has been taken away from you. So if you grow up to kill or to abuse others, it's sort of like being able to finally have that power.
Back, yeah.
Number 9 is basically the Czech version of Eileen Wuornos. Jaroslav Fabianova.
Wow. Good job.
Thank you. Who was called the devil with an angel's face.
Everyone thought she was like, she looked so innocent, like she couldn't do anything wrong.
She was a sex worker, was known for her beauty, and would lure men, then brutally murder them and rob them. She was repeatedly raped as a minor and apparently turned to homosexuality so that she would not have to deal with men.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I was asked this by close people to me.
Right.
Was it because of what I went through with my ex that I had turned to women, when it wasn't like that? But maybe for some people that was true.
Like, men just can't even imagine how they don't play a part in it. Like, is it possible that we just are lesbian from the get-go and had nothing to do with men?
She started killing in the early 80s, doing her first murder at 17, and continued all the way up to the early 2000s.
Whoa.
While she was working, she would often pick up men and drug them and then brutally murder them and rob them. She was convicted for 2 murders and then served time and got out on parole. What did she do?
She murdered.
She kept killing. Her first murder she committed at 17. The way she killed this guy, she beat him with a hammer, and then she stabbed him in the face 20 times. That is the story of the devil with the angel's face. Our number 10 is another, you gave me all the English killers,
Wow, that was not intentional.
is Joanna Dennehy. Joanna often told her friends that she was a lesbian, and at her trial, surveillance footage of her at a convenience store flirting with a female cashier while she was on her way to go out and get more victims. I mean, I understand as a lesbian, like sometimes you gotta do your business, but you were kind of busy. I'm trying to think of some killer line.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Joanna stabbed 3 men in the heart for fun. Her murders were called the Peterborough Ditch Murders. They were a series of serial murders that took place in Cambridgeshire, England in March 2013. We were together in March 2013. Joanna was sentenced to life in prison, whereas she is still serving to this day. And her victim count was increased from 3 to 4 because her last victim, John Rogers, later succumbed to his injuries in hospital because he had been stabbed 40 times.
Holy!
I can't believe he survived.
The fact that he survived 40 stabs, like the
What
last.
a fighter.
Yeah, especially when he was like, she was aiming for his heart. So happy Halloween. We
Yes.
hope that you enjoyed this creepy, creepy
Crazy.
video. But this was fun and scary, and I'm not gonna sleep tonight, so.
I will sleep just fine. Big kiss, big hug, big love.
Happy Halloween.
Stay safe.
Don't be a lesbian serial killer.
Don't be a lesbian serial killer.
Alright, don't do that.
Be a lesbian serial lover.
Ooh! Or
Name
just
your favorite cereal.
eat a lot of cereal.
That I already was there.
I tried to beat you, but
Love
you
you.
got me. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.